This is Debbie Kaufman, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to do the first Stamp Club card for October. This is the card. Very simple to do. It's using the Wildlife Wonder. I'm trying to do something besides flowers and things like that. I wanted to be able to do something so you guys can also create mail cards, or just for people who like to hunt. So Wildlife Wonder. And I'm also using the deckled rectangle dies, and we'll be using this small one for here. And I will show you how you can make it smaller instead of having one big piece across here. Set that there for reference. In the kit, you will get your Night of Navy, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And so let's go ahead and do that. Remember, the hump goes in, and we'll go ahead and burnish that. This is the inside piece, 5 1/4 by 4, or whatever size. If you want it smaller, that'll go on the inside. I'll set that here because we're going to stamp. I'm using Delightfully Eclectic paper and designer paper. I love that because you use just different, there's so many different varieties in there. It comes in 12 by 12, and what I did is I cut everything 4 by 4. And then I cut off 1 inch, which is the opposite of this, to have here, just to have a little contrast. So that's where we'll go there. So it's 4 by 4 with 1 inch cut off. This is a piece of scrap to stamp your bear on. And then the piece in here is to stamp your sentiment. So what I like to do is I want to go ahead and stamp first. You know how I like to do that. So we're going to stamp with the bear, and I'm using pecan pie. One thing about these stamps, you don't have to color. They're distinctive. They are distinctive, but they seem distinctive. I got hair on my, imagine that. So we're going to go ahead and stamp a pecan pie. Just a gentle pressure. And there's your bear. Now we'll let that dry a minute. And on this piece here, we are going to stamp a note of thanks, and that's in Night of Navy. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to put this over here because I'm going to show you how we can use the deckled dies to make it smaller. That dry for a minute. And then on the inside, I have For All the Great Things You Do. So we'll stamp that in Night of Navy. And I put my block kind of kitty wampus on my stamp set, kitty wampus on my block, so I can kind of help keep it straight. So I have my point, so I can kind of see where I'm going to stamp For All the Great Things You Do. And then also on the inside, I put the owl, which comes, now you can put the grass, you know, I chose the owl, so that's what we're going to do. I did that in pecan pie, mainly because I wanted to let you see how that stamps as well. So that will go in the corner. And then I also do that on the envelope. So our stamping is done. I'm going to bring over the Big Shot to show you, not the Big Shot, the die cutting machine to show you how I did this with the deckled rectangle dies. Okay, set this aside. I'm going to try and do this sideways so you can, I guess I'll do it this way because my handle, my plates are pretty bad, I know. So what I did is a technique that you can use for changing the size of what your dies are. So I'm going to place it here. That's about the size I want that end to be on. And I'm going to run that through. Okay, now I have the big piece, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to where I want it here. So if I want it longer, to add more maybe embellishments there, so I'm going to do it about there and run that through and get rid of this. So this technique now brings you down to a small size, and it's got the deckled, I don't know if you can see it, the little rough ends around all four sides. Can you see it? I'm not very good at doing this on camera. Just by using a long rectangle, deckled rectangle. Okay, so now we have, remember we did this, we stamped it, and you can put that on the front of your card and cut it down. No dies, you have to fussy cut it. So yes, I've already fussy cut because you don't need to see me fussy cut on camera. So I fussy cut, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this here and this here, and you can add things to the top. This is just a basic card where you can build it up to even more and put grass and all this stuff. You can do a whole bunch of wonderful things with it, but this is just a basic card. And also with the layout, you don't have to use the bear. You can use any stamp set you have. You'll have the pieces in your kit. And if you don't have the wildlife wonder, use a chicken, use a flower, use a truck. Okay, and then we're going to put this here. I think they all pretty much run. I don't think there's directional. I was thinking there was directional. I woke up in the middle of the night thinking, oh, I cut them all directionally wrong, but I think I'm okay. And then we'll go ahead and put in the inside. Part of the reason of the Stamp Club is that you can also, I'm trying to do different layouts so that you can also use the stamps that you have. That didn't show up in the video. Okay. And then I'm going to, I put this flat here. I think I want a little bit more glue under there. Let me put a little bit more glue under there. And there it is. Oh my goodness, I lost it already. And because I do keep my glue upside down in my cup so that it's always at the, see, I got glue right there. Okay. First thing in the morning on Saturday morning is probably not the best time to do videos. I have glue everywhere. Okay. Then I dimensional. Don't be afraid to use dimensionals. And if you want to Winkastella your bear, you sure can. You want to add a ribbon around his neck, you sure can. You can add embellishments, some rhinestones, and we just put the bear, and you have your card. Again, any stamp set. Thanks for joining me this morning. This is Debbie, your Stampin' Up! Administrator. Bye.